everybody, it's Christy back with another video, and we are doing a new unboxing on the channel. So I went ahead and picked up the Watercolor Snacks quarterly subscription box. Thought it would be fun, thought that it would be something different. I have never done anything from Art Snacks before, but this seemed like it was right up my alley because it's watercolor snacks. There's the watercolor, here, you can see it there, the watercolor tape. I went ahead and tried to open this box before I filmed just so that I could easily open it for you, and the whole box disintegrated. So I haven't seen what's inside yet, but I did undo this flap. That's as far as I got. So let's just open it and see what's in here. Oh, this whole box is just falling apart. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna take it all out and get rid of the box. Okay, so this is what was inside this box. We are going to start with a full pad of Hannah Mule Agave watercolor paper. I love this stuff. It is expensive, but it is really, really nice. There's the ring light on it. This box, I think, cost me about $90 US total. So we will do a price comparison just like we do with everything else. I just thought it would be fun to try. So we do get a full pad of paper. This looks to be about 8.5. It's A4 size. It's A4 size, and we've got 12 sheets, 290 GSM. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in here. They did tease a little bit what was inside this box, but I've never opened it to know. Ooh, okay. Let's start here because this makes me nervous because I know what these are. This is a Sennelier Ink brush pen. It has Sennelier ink in it, and this is a cobalt blue color. I have several of these. You have to take this little ring out right here, this black piece, in order for it to actually produce ink. But it will basically be like a fountain pen. I don't want to break it. Come on. There we go. And it basically comes out of here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do it for fun. So we need to take this off. And then I think we just put this on, and when we screw it down, it will puncture like that. And now if I squeeze it, yep, there comes the ink. So now we have ink, and I don't have open paper. Here is an envelope. Let's just go ahead and test. There is sizing in that brush. So we'll dip it. I don't really want to dip it regularly, but give it a little squeeze. Get the ink all the way down on here. There we go. So now we're starting to get the full ink color. There it is. So it's a cobalt blue. It's a really pretty color. These pens are really a lot of fun. I have played with them before. This is obviously not watercolor paper. I was just showing you what it does. So that's pretty cool. And then you can cap it like this, and it will stay nice. I don't have any trouble with keeping these from getting juicy or weird in my ink stash. But I know that for travel purposes or for shipping purposes, they like to leave them like that. So that's neat. We have a Create-A-Color Fine Art Graphite pencil here. It just seems like a normal pencil. We have what looks like a Click and Go cup. A water cup here. Let's see. ASMR to the max. And my light went off. There it is. Sorry. And yeah, I think that you just click this down. So this is really hard to do. My other one isn't so difficult to move. There it goes. Okay, so these are nice though because they are really portable. Mine seems to have a little bit of dirt or something on it, and the silicone seems like it's a little bit floopy, but overall, they're nice cups. You can put your brushes on here and things like that. Let's talk about the brushes that are in here. It looks like we have some brushes. There are 2 paint brushes in here. We've got a Princeton Select Angular Shader, 3/8 inches. That is okay. I mean, I can see here that we have QOR watercolors. I wish that I had a little bit of a more high quality brush. This is a watercolor box, and this is simply a golden Taklon angular shader. Not that impressed. To be honest, I am not immediately impressed with that brush. It'll be okay, but I would have liked something a little bit more high end for the price I paid for this box. So far, everything else in the box has been high end. So I'm kind of sad that they cheaped out on the paintbrush. And then we have a round 2 Princeton Glacier brush. This one is a little bit cooler. I actually really like this. I've never used one of the Glacier brushes before. It does have the nice scraping end on it, which is a cool detail. And it is a round 2, which is a great detail brush. So I like this one a little bit better than the other. Just at first glance. Obviously, we'll need to play with things. And I do like this little pouch. How cute. And then we have a set of QOR watercolors. Let's see what we have in this set of QOR. I have some QOR watercolors, so I'm going to get mine out in a minute here to see what I have here versus what I have before. So it says 6 half pans and 6 empty pans. Interesting. Payne's Gray, Cobalt Blue. So we have 2 versions of Cobalt. That's interesting. I don't know why they would give me a Cobalt Blue and then another Cobalt Blue here. That's not that useful in the curation of the box. Phthalo Turquoise, Cobalt Blue, Nickel Azo Yellow, Ultramarine Violet, and Transparent Brown Oxide. So these seem like a neat color palette, except I'm painfully missing a red or a pink. So that would have been an excellent thing for them to do with that Sennelier ink brush. So here are our QOR watercolors. They are dried down. I've never seen QOR watercolors like this. And this palette is really nice. It's got like this little wet mixed media space in here. It comes with this. It comes with this little pamphlet here. Is this just for these colors? No, it looks to be for all QOR colors. So here is the list of QOR watercolors. Let's see if any of these are repeats for what I currently already have before we keep going. All right, so here is my hand poured tin of QOR watercolors. Let's talk about what I have versus what is in here. So this has a Payne's Gray. I do not have a Payne's Gray, so that is cool. That is neat. Cobalt Blue, I do not have. I have Ultramarine and Phthalo Blue here, but I do not have the Ultramarine, so that, or I'm sorry, I do not have the Cobalt Blue, so that's nice. Transparent Brown Oxide, this is Quin Gold. This is Burnt Sienna. Hands of Yellow Light. And these are all red or purple colors, so no, that's good. I have Phthalo Turquoise. Phthalo Turquoise, I have Phthalo Blue and Cobalt Teal, but I do not have, so I may not have any of these. Nickel Azo Yellow, I know I don't have. And Ultramarine Violet, I do not believe I have as well. So this is 6 brand new QOR colors to me, which is super exciting and awesome. And then I have this set here. So now we have a smaller tin. I actually could put some of my QOR half pans in here, kind of mix and match this really nice little QOR travel palette. I'm actually most excited about that because I can, if I want to, I'm pretty sure I can pull these guys out. And are they labeled for me? Did QOR label them? They are not labeled, so I will have to make sure to label them before I do that, but I would now have a nice QOR travel palette that's a little more secure than this. I actually probably could get all of them in this tiny tin if I took this thing out, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I actually really like the way that these are kind of down in here, so we will have to see. Let's take a look at the Watercolor Snacks little paper here. It says share your unboxing, so I will make sure to share my unboxing with everybody. Let's see what it says here. All right, so it tells us what we have in here. The QOR Mini Modern Watercolor Pans, which is what I have by Golden. The Sennelier Agave Watercolor Paper Block. Princeton Glacier Synthetic Brush, very nice. Princeton Select Artist Synthetic Brush for the Angle Shader. Sennelier Brush Pen. Does it tell us? specifically the color. So it doesn't specify the color of this. And I am wondering if different people got different colors. Because if so, that's kind of a bummer. I will have to look at other people's unboxings of this or on the website to see if it specifies a color. The collapsible water cup is an Art Snacks exclusive, so this is something that was made for Art Snacks, so it's nice. We'll see how long it lasts. It's definitely got a little bit of an issue here, but I think it won't matter. I think it should still work nicely. And then the graphite pencil is $1.89 retail. So this is their retail prices. I will go ahead and take a look. This is a paper block, which is really cool. I am going to swatch everything out here. And is there some sort of prompt or anything or not? So it's just the Fall 2023 Watercolor Snacks menu. It doesn't have any sort of prompt listed. So I guess we're just supposed to have a good time with these supplies. And that's okay. I also got an Airhead, which I'm definitely going to eat because I love them. But yeah, this is definitely a cool, different box. And it's time to play. I just want to get to playing. So let's go for it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about my swatches that I tried to film but didn't film, and what all of this business is going on, and a little bit about my approach to this box. So first of all, these are the swatches from the actual Watercolor Snacks box. So let me just move it down here so that you can see. This color palette is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. My only complaint is that this pen is cobalt blue, and it is basically the same color as this. I am dying in this palette for some kind of red, pink color. I just feel like, man, this is going to make really neat florals. I could make irises with this, but I just wish I had something here, like in this red-orange family, a little bit more than what I currently have, because I really like the palette. So this brush, I really wish it was pink or red. Now, that said, I don't feel like this is necessarily a challenge where I can only use the thing that they give me. So I'm actually going to add my regular QOR watercolors to this. Here is my set of 12. This is not QOR. I forgot what I was doing and tested something else there, but this is the combination of this yellow and this blue, because this is the green I'm like desperately kind of missing. I've got this green gold that's almost sappy, and then this turquoise, phthalo turquoise, that's pretty beautiful. So I really think I can do some good damage with this, but what I really love here is I have 6 half pans that are empty that I can fill into here, and then I also have this space here, and I was playing around, and I think that I can actually get 6 more half pans like that right in the middle there if I stuck them down and took my magnets off them, because I really don't think I would need the magnets anymore. I could just get 6 more half pans across, and then all of my paints would be in this tiny little QOR palette, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a piece of art. Obviously, this paper is high quality and I love it. I am going to try to use the brushes they gave me, but I will not lie to you. I am definitely adding a round 6 brush to this. But I think that the idea of this box is more just, here's some inspiration, let's have some fun for the quarter. So since I haven't really played with these QOR paints nearly enough, I'm going to just have a QOR paint session fun time. And then I might get my other Sennelier ink brushes out and do a little deep dive with those as well in this video. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be playtime with the QOR paints. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, before I go, I'm going to go ahead and take this off of the block just to see how well it separates from the block. And here's my little cutter. We'll go under there and just, usually I just like to lift up one side like this, and then hopefully it'll just come off nicely and I won't be fast about it. Yeah, it's coming off really nice. Not damaging the paper underneath. It's a Sennelier block, so I'm not surprised at that. But yeah, you can see here how nicely it came off. No problems. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and maybe let's do a big floral piece. What do you guys think? I think a big floral piece would be fun. Everybody always enjoys it when I paint floral, so we are gonna just vibe and paint some florals today. So I did a couple things since I last recorded. I want to talk through what that is. I had some QOR paints. I went ahead and I took out the insert in this palette, even though it's really cool. The half pans that are in there are smaller than traditional half pans. I already have my QOR paint poured like this, and I would like them all to be in one palette. So I'm eventually going to put some magnets down so that they stay put a little bit better. And then I will still have room to add 6 more to this. But overall, this is going to be a really nice travel small palette of the QOR watercolors. I painted this today. I really like it. I think it turned out pretty. And I only used the colors that came with the Watercolor Snacks because I wanted to play with that palette only. but I did end up combining those paints before I did that. So anyway, I think it turned out really nice. It worked exactly as I expected on this watercolor block. We've got some beautiful granulation in some of these colors, especially this purple, which is a really pretty color. And let me show you the swatches. So there's the swatches of the 6 colors that came in the box. And then this is the swatch of the Sennelier ink brush. So that's probably, when we get to it, my number one bummer in this box is that they did not curate this. I feel like this was a complete waste to me in this box, because it is exactly the same color as the color I was given in the box. I saw online where other people got something that was red or orange, and that would have been amazing. Red, orange, or pink in this brush would have been amazing. So if they wanted to give people a random color, they should have at least kept it within a color palette that was complementary, but not exactly the same as what we were getting in the half pan. So that was a bummer for me, but the QOR paints are absolutely incredible. They are absolutely pigmented and beautiful, and they work very nicely on this paper. This paper is awesome. Let's see, what else can I say? This brush is really good. I love it. I would love to get some more of these Princeton Glacier brushes. They feel like really high-end synthetic brushes, and I think I'm really going to like working with this. It's going to be my new go-to round number 2 brush for sure. It was just beautiful to make those leaves at the end. I'm not exactly sure why they gave us this brush. I don't have anything against a 3/8 angle shader, but to be fair, in this type of application, it just seemed interesting. QOR paints do best when they're watered down because they're very pigmented. So something like this that is more of a golden taklon kind of short brush is going to pick up a lot of pigment and not a lot of water. And that's what I found when I was using it. So I probably stopped using it, but I will use it for my gouache and for some of the acrylic projects that I have planned. So it will get use in my studio, but it's just definitely not what I would have put with these brushes, but I'm sure there'll be somebody out there for it. Again, I don't get too worked up about the brushes that come in these boxes because I can always replace them with something else. In fairness, I didn't use the pencil, but it looks like a fine pencil. I did not even swatch the pencil. Let's at least, yeah, draw it down here. So it is a what? An H, and it feels like an H pencil. It feels nice. So I'm sure that it was worth the money that they paid. And this is actually the other QOR colors that I have, the other 12. So when you put them all together, it's a really nice palette. I am going to now look into seeing what colors I'm actually missing in this set and buying another set. So overall, this box was a lot of fun. Let's talk about pricing, which was interesting. That's what I will say. It was interesting. I want to start by saying that I think that had I just gotten a different color here, my opinion would be greatly different of this box. So having a product in the box that was useless with the rest of the supplies, in my opinion, was a detriment, and it did cloud my feelings about this box. So I paid $102.96 for this box after shipping. They valued this box at $117.49. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the values and how I would have valued things. So let's go through. First of all, the QOR watercolors are an MSRP of $55. I can get them vastly cheaper. That is the major difference between their price and my price. On Blick, this is the price I get. On Amazon, I can even do better. Now, I understand that they probably are not getting, I understand that they're valuing it at the MSRP, but I do think that if you're going to do that, that everything else should add up to being a little bit, this should have been a higher total. That's my thinking there. So that was frustrating. The Sennelier ink brush I can get a little bit cheaper on Blick. And like I said, I really wish that color had been different because that was $10. That was not in the box for me. It was not a value add. The pencil was the same price on Blick. The water cup is actually a little bit less expensive than similar ones on Blick and Amazon. The Faber-Castell Click and Go is the one that it reminds me of. The Princeton Select 3/8 inch shader. For $9.20, I can get the same brush for $5.16 in Blick, but if they had given us a 5/8 inch shader in the Glacier brushes or anything else, that would have been about $8. I definitely would have preferred the Princeton Glacier. It was just a nicer, more appropriate brush for watercolor. That's my opinion there. All of this obviously is my opinion, and you can take it or leave it. That's why you come here, right? Is to see what I have to say. The Princeton Glacier Round 2 was the same price. The Sennelier Agave watercolor block was a little bit cheaper on Blick, but again, this is great paper. I wasn't upset with that. So there is the pricing difference. I think that $118 is an okay value for this box. I think that it probably could have been valued just a little bit higher with a couple more items that would have been a little bit nicer. Or like I said, I think I would feel a little bit better about it if I had gotten a different pigment in the Sennelier ink brush. And then, of course, we get the Water Snacks little sticker. And the box's theme, and I didn't say this earlier, was woodland creatures. I did join the Watercolor Snacks Mix website, and they have all kinds of tutorials and extra stuff there. So I know at the beginning when I opened it, I was kind of feeling like, oh, where's all of that stuff? But this on the back, which led me to join the Watercolor Snacks community, that allowed me to, in fact, have tutorials for this and lots of information about the box. So I'm going to give them that props that I hadn't earlier. But overall, I did have fun with these supplies. I think they're pretty awesome supplies. I just feel like this box is pretty expensive, so I was expecting a lot from it. So I'm going to get one more. I'm going to stay on for the spring box, I think it would be, because this was maybe this was the winter box. I don't remember whether this was fall or winter. Let's see if it says in here. This is the fall box, so I'll stay for the winter box, and we will see how the winter box goes, and we will go from there. But I am interested to know what you guys think about these supplies. Do you think that this box is worth it? Have any of you gotten this box before? And what are your thoughts about it? I definitely think it was a lot of fun, but I also think that maybe it was a little bit overpriced. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And that's going to be it for me today. I hope that this inspires you to play with some art supplies you haven't gotten out recently, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.